big responsibility.
It is.
We see it. There you go. That worked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Was it okay? Sure. Good evening. I'd like to call order this Board of Education for Seaford to order on July the 5th, 2022. And glad to see all the friendly faces out there for our opening of this meeting. It was the first thing, and the time is 6:01 that we came in. Because the first thing that we're going to do is install a new member, Mr. Marcus Wright. So Wright will meet me up front here. Front of the- This is right. You'll stand like this whole Bible so we can put this right in the Bible. Okay. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of school board member
of the office of school board member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, or promised to pay,
offered, or promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
or offered to, or promised to contribute
or offered to, or promised to contribute
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
as consideration or reward for the giving,
as consideration or reward for the giving
or withholding a vote
or withholding a vote
at the election at which I was elected to said office.
at the election to which I was elected to said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Marcus, let's go over here. Let's- Yes, thank you. Colin.
Oh, you know,
You're okay.
the chair is full.
Oh, let me get, Marcus, there is a certificate that verifies your election to the school board from the Board of Election. So congratulations again. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome to dismiss at any time. You don't have to stay for the meeting. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Anything else? You're welcome to stay as long as you want. Okay? Have a good evening. All right, our next item is approval of the agenda. It's a recommended action, it's an action item, it's recommended to approve the agenda as presented.
Kim Hopkins, I mean, the agenda as presented. Yes, and I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we could, let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you. Next item is approval of minutes. These would be the minutes for June 13th meeting of 2022. Mr. Wright, since you were not part of the board at that time, you cannot vote on this motion. Everybody else can. So the recommended action is to approve the minutes for the board meeting on 6/13 of 2022.
This is Kim Hopkins, I move to approve the minutes for the June 13th, 2022 board meeting.
Chapman's in a second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes for the June 13th, 2022 board meeting. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item number 6 is reorganization of the board, and I will turn the floor over to Dr. Nicholas for election of president.
Okay, so at this time of the meeting, in your folders, you should have blue slips. So what I would like everyone to do, this is our nominating round. So you will write down a name of someone on the board that you would nominate to be the president of our school board, and then I'll collect them. Thanks in a minute.
Don't say anything. No basket. She got something coming back.
Okay, so this is, we have 2 people who are nominated to be president. So this round will be the round where you vote. And the people who have been nominated are Dave Toll and Dara Savage. So you will select one of those 2 to be the president. We have 3 votes for David Toll and 2 votes for Darius Savage. So our president will be James Toll.
I'll still leave the floor to you to move on to the vice president.
Okay, so at this time, the next color. White. This will be the nominating round for vice president of the Seaford.
Oh, well, sorry.
Well, that was a unanimous round, and our vice president will be Kimberly Hopkins. I would say at this time, I can turn it back over to the president.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, our next item is 6.03, designation of superintendent as the executive secretary. Recommended action is a motion to designate the superintendent as the executive secretary of the board.
This is Darius Savage. I move that we designate superintendent and secretary, executive secretary.
Second to a second.
So moved and second to designate the superintendent as executive secretary of the board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to committee appointments. First one is a DSBA Board of Director and alternate. Last year, it was myself as the delegate, and Ms. Hopkins was the alternate. This year, I'm still the treasurer of the SBA, so I need to do all the meetings. I'm also the legislative committee chair for the legislative committee of the SBA, which is a subcommittee of the board of directors. So if everybody is okay with that, I will serve as the delegate. And Ms. Hopkins, do you still want to be the alternate?
I'll sit up this year.
You will sit down.
We'll let other people have opportunities.
Is there any- But you just- this is it. And I like what you did. Remember, I said before, anybody can go to this meeting.
Good.
Our number is, the size of our school district is so small, we only get one vote on the board of directors or legislative committee. But that means, that it doesn't mean that there can't be 2 people there
Right.
at the meeting. Okay. So some districts get more votes because of the size of the capacity or number of enrollment. All right, so Kim would be our alternate. And Dr. Nicholas, you have a form that
Yes.
will later send that in to Dr. Mary. All right, the next one is the legislative committee and alternate for the SBA. Last year, again, it was myself, as I'm the legislative committee chair for the state, for DSBA, and Ms. Savage, you were the alternate.
I was.
You still,
If someone else would like the opportunity, I have no problem with it.
well, I was thinking of someone else,
Absolutely.
if you don't mind.
I do not. I do
Mr.
not.
Wright?
I am much more comfortable in this environment.
I knew that was going to be. Because of his position and his job that he works with Senator Cruz, I think it would be an ideal place if you get your foot wet and join us in those meetings.
Absolutely.
You will be an alternate, but like I said before, you can go to all the meetings. And you will represent the Seaford School Board. I will be the chair, but you will be the one doing the voting. Ask for votes. Okay,
Sounds good.
all right, very good. Okay, number 8 is public participation. Mr. Anthony, I've checked with you. We do not have any good form, correct?
Correct.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to reports and presentations. The first report will be the superintendent communications. Dr. Nicholas, you have the floor.
Good evening. I do have a few short communications here in regards to our summer programming. And we have 74 students from Seaford High School engaged in summer school. And these students, we're working with them in flexible ways to meet their needs, either in person, online, or in a hybrid format. We have 20 middle schoolers engaged at this time. And we have 90 elementary age students participating in tutoring with the Seaford School District staff. So school teams identified need, they set goals for each individual and assign staff to meet with students on a weekly basis. Tutors meet with students in public locations such as Seaford Library, in a school, or at the Boys and Girls Club. And also our ESY 12-month programming. It's actually being hosted at Blades this year. We have 71 students who are attending. And our secondary ESY 12-month programming is being hosted at Seaford Middle School with 55 students attending. All of our preschool programs are at the high school in a combination of half and full day programs. We're serving 32 students in preschool. So I just wanted to share that with the boards, some of the work, and it's amazing. It's already July 5th. So the summer's flying by. June was a blur. And next thing you know, we're going to be ready to greet our students back. One thing I do want to share with the board that I'm personally excited for, myself, Matt Burrows from Appaquiddick, and Bob Fulton from Cape and Lopin will be in Washington, D.C. next week with our national affiliate AASA to work on legislative priorities and also meet with our local representatives. We're going to be meeting with Congresswoman Blunt Rochester, Senator Carper, and Senator Coons to discuss, national priorities as well as some priorities in the state. So that's going to be exciting. I think it's good that Seaford has a seat at that table.
That's great.
And that's the updates I have.
And you're also sharing that with 2 good people too.
Yeah. I think I'm the rookie, so.
You're okay. You're fine. All right, thank you for those comments and updates. All right, the next one is board communication. Tonight, I only have a couple of things just to remind you. We haven't had any board of directors because we're on summer break, so to speak, and legislative committee is the same. Of course, that could always, something pops up, we do online stuff, but anyhow, so I don't have anything from formal meetings. I do want to remind you of the ESBA boot camp training that's on Saturday, July the 16th at Capital School District Administrative Offices in Dover. I think Mr. Bright, you're going to be attending that. I will be there. I'm going to freshen up my experience with that again too. And everyone else is also welcome to join us on that. I think there was a deadline to get that in by next week, I believe. And the other thing I just want to remind you is the DSBA annual picnic and meeting that's going to be on Saturday, August the 13th. All are welcome, and that's at 349 Wolfpit Ridge Road. That's Dr. Marinish's ranch, our farm. She calls it inherent. Those are the only thing I have. You've all received notification of those, I think, in emails or whatever. That's all I have as far as board communications. Anybody else have anything to mention? Okay, moving on to the agenda action items. Number 10 The first one is the proposed school board dates for 2022, 2023. You have a copy of that agenda. You will notice that there is a meeting, a special meeting that's going to be for July the 20th, that will start at 4 o'clock. That's going to be because we need to have that meeting to do some personnel items, agenda items. And the rest of them are pretty much in line with what we had last year. We had 2 public meetings. One is in October and the other one is in March. And most of the days are on Monday, and all meetings, as it indicated there, start at 6 o'clock unless it's indicated as the special meeting starts at 4 o'clock. Does anybody have any questions on those? Everybody okay?
Yep.
Mark your calendars and set those dates aside. This is an action item. Recommended action is to approve the meeting dates and times for the next school year.
This is John Hopkins. I move that we approve the meeting dates and times for the next school year.
Marcus Ryder, second.
It's been moved and second to approve the meeting dates and times for the next school year. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item is 10.02, athletic ticket prices. You have a copy of that document in your folder, or it's on the computer also. Those prices for the upcoming year, I think, are no changes in those. They are remaining the same. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. One thing, we did actually look at raising prices because the cost of referees have gone up. So we're trying to help offset some of that cost. But the reality is we want to still be in the same ballpark as our neighbors. So we decided to keep the ticket prices right where they're at.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? All right. This is an action item. Recommended action is to approve the athletic ticket prices for the upcoming school year.
This is John Hopkins. I move that we approve athletic ticket prices for the upcoming school year.
Dare Savage, second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the athletic ticket prices for the upcoming school year. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10.03, school choice. You have an agenda in your document on that. There are 2 names. No names can be mentioned. Does anybody have any questions? This is an action item. The recommended action is to approve the school choice applications 2022-23-17 through 2022-23-18.
This is Jeff Benson. I make a motion that we approve school choice applications 2022-23-17 through 2022-23-18.
This is Marcus Ryder, second.
Been moved and second to approve the school choice applications 2022-23-17 through 2022-23-18. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. 10.04 is local portion, 27th pay. I will turn that over to Dr. Nicholas for a few comments on that.
Thank you. I think the board, you're well aware that on a typical year, there's 26 pays. We're entering a year where there's actually 27 pays. And this occurs every 11 years that I've come to realize this. So I would say that business managers around the state have wrestled with this for a while about how they're going to handle this. What the local districts were going to do. It's still not consistent around the state. So each individual district gets to make their choice in how they're going to handle this. So before I make the recommendation to the board, just to give us some information, the local impact for the 27th pay, meaning if we pick up the local share, it's going to be $380,340. And the state has already agreed to pick up the 27th pay. So basically, we would be matching it. And based on, from some of the regs on this, it would be all 10, 11, and 12-month employees, including custodians, nutrition services, teachers, administrators, secretaries, technology, and paras would receive the 27th pay. Substitutes, transportation, since it's based on number of school days, and casual seasonal would not receive the 27th pay. By fully funding the 27th pay on the state and local side, this will reflect a one-time pay supplement of 3.85%. So I just want to make sure the district is aware of that. And our recommendation to the board is to approve this one-time $380,000 money to go to the local salary side.
The state is picking up the state side.
State is picking up the state side.
Any questions?
Where are we gonna see that loss? Like, where is that coming from?
Yeah, so when we make that final budget, we're gonna be looking at, probably salary money, when we take a look at who we're gonna hire, We also feel that tax revenue should come in a little bit higher next year, so that should help us offset some of that. We're also able to use some of our excess funds in areas where we use some local money. So this is, if there's a year to pull it off, it's the year to do it.
And it's not till fiscal year 24.
But next year, we're gonna see it for 10 months, but the year after that, it's for 12 months. So it's actually spread out over 2 years.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. All right, recommended action is to approve for the district to fund the local portion of the 27th pay for 10, 11, and 12-month employees.
This is Darren Savage. I move that we approve the district to fund the local salary or local portion of the 27th pay for 10, 11, and 12-month employees.
Please, Jack Benson, a second.
And move the second to approve for the district to fund the local portion of 27th pay for 10, 11, and 12-month employees. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Excuse me. All right, next thing is we need to move to executive session for personnel matters and legal matters. So I need a motion to move to executive session.
Jim Hopkins, I move that we enter into executive session.
Jack Benson, a second.
Then move the second to move to executive session. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0 and the time 6:27.